1 second as I share my screen. All right. All right, so this is the Goldcast platform. This is what we our ContentLab product. And so here, Rachel, I have loaded a couple of different podcast series that you currently produce. And so hopefully these look familiar to you. So this is what the ContentLab platform looks like. All of your content lives up top here. You can see all of it by clicking show all, and all of those recordings that live here. If you have more recordings, you can manually add them here. You can drop a video link, you can upload a local file, or if you use Goldcast for your webinars and in the future podcasts, you'd be able to automatically have all of your recordings added here as soon as that recording is complete. And so the feature I'm excited to showcase today is called AI Search, and it's this little search bar up top here, and it's currently in beta, but I do want to showcase this feature live. So Rachel, I know that you do a podcast with Jonathan Gandalf from The Juice. That's right.
Yeah.
And in that podcast, it's called Content Cocktails. Is that right?
The Content Cocktail.
So in that podcast, I know he has a segment that's called Unpopular Opinions. And so I love that in podcasts when they have this consistent question that you guys can build a series of your different, speakers and guest speakers sharing their thoughts and answering that question. And so in this search, we're going to look for all the social clips that are about unpopular opinions. And then we're going to run a search and see what it comes up with. So this functionality is supposed to help you go through your entire video library. If you've got hours and hours and hours of footage, it takes so much time to go through and transcribe and watch everything. You can use AI, our AI tool here called ContentLab, to use AI search to find those clips just purely by searching keywords. So it's currently looking for those clips. And so now you can see directly, this is Jonathan here. This is all the episodes from his show. This is Rachel. I think you were a guest here. And so this is all of the different unpopular opinions, less than a minute long clips of Jonathan and his podcasts. And so if we want to go back here and say, okay, I want us to generate social clips, different social posts about unpopular opinions. It's going to run that search again, but it's actually going to then create social posts for us. So you can then, if you're a marketing manager or a social media marketing manager, you can, really collaborate well with your podcast producers to feed your social calendar with posts. So here we have these complete LinkedIn posts created for Jonathan, really with the text and the video, so making it truly multimodal. If I play this video, it's going to show, the actual clip, but rather than playing it, I'm going to edit the clip and just take a look at the transcript. So you can see, this is what's one unpopular opinion you have as it pertains to B2B marketing, and you can see the response here. So that's, if I wanted to edit this clip or, change the way that this shows up, I can do B2B. And so you're really cutting out a lot of the video editing, video producing process here and making it super easy for yourself. And so if I like this clip, all set, I'm going to go back to that social post that I created. Oops, where'd it go? Here it is. So here's that social post. We have this other feature called brand voice, where a lot of what we're hearing from marketers complaints wise is that AI doesn't sound like me. AI sounds generic and boring. And we have this new feature called Change Voice, where you can create your own voice profile. And so when you create a new voice profile, all you have to do is copy and paste example copy from your website, like from your blog, your show notes, really anything that sounds like you or your brand. You hit save and we create a profile for you. And so here I have created a profile for Jonathan. I ripped a couple of his LinkedIn posts off of his profile earlier today and created this profile. And so it's going to then change, rewrite this particular post in Jonathan's brand tone and voice as him as a person. So no need to break the bank. B2B marketing that actually works. Hot take: B2B marketing on a budget, totally doable. Rachel, what do you think of this?
I got a few thoughts. So one, one is, I think from a sort of use case perspective, as we're talking about the distribution and designing on purpose, one of the things that we work with our clients on that might be helpful is we ask them every quarter, what are the messages in the marketplace that you want to get out? What do you want people saying about you, like on social and things like that? And so what you could do is you could ask that question and then go see what existing content is already addressing those things. So then when you go to build your content calendar for that quarter or even that month, you can actually resurrect the old stuff that you're using. And the other thing that I'm thinking about here is one of the things we do with our clients and how we can leverage their podcast more intentionally to maximize the effort that they're putting into it is sometimes they do a lot of research. And so they'll save questions or they'll use the show as an opportunity to launch a research report, at the end of the quarter or something like that. And so by having a tool like this, you could actually kind of ask those questions and not worry about flagging them. Like you just know that this is the question I'm going to ask and you can come back to it and you have that content library. And I think that's where we've seen a lot of issues with people saying yes to doing different styles of even podcast episodes or video episodes is because it's so hard to mine back through all the goodness that existed unless your producer kept like insane notes, you know what I mean? And the other thing I'll just say, you got my brain going crazy, is we kind of talk to our clients because AI is here, right? Everyone's using it. It is what it is, right? But we talk to our clients about giving them gifted content to copy and paste and use, or prompted copy to take and use, so that they can make it their own voice, or they're not good at it and they just want us to do it for them, right? And so by doing the gifted versus prompted, you could still do that here, where you could give them this and you could also say, here are some of the ideas that are generated based on what topics are resonating and what content you already have. So I think that it just helps people do more with what they're already doing.
Totally. And to go to your first point about using it for research, let's go actually do an example here. So I'm going to just say, okay, let's just find clips and not create anything, but let's just find clips. Let's find clips about content marketing. And it's going to take a couple seconds to find it. But imagine if you have all of your, all of the podcasts that you work on here, Rachel, not just Jonathan's, but maybe even Mark Huber's and some of the other great marketing leaders that have podcasts with Share Your Genius. All of those episodes that have segments about content marketing could show up here, and you'd be able to then turn that whole playlist into a YouTube playlist, or a playlist that turns into a SEO enriched blog post. So you'll see here, this is from an episode called Crafting Data-Driven Content, and here's an episode about unlocking innovative B2B. So it's really pulling, content marketing themes from multiple different assets. And if I wanted more, I could hit generate more, and it's going to give me I think up to 10 more video clips to use. So it really is like a regenerator and a generator, really to help marketers find those key moment clips, which takes so long to actually get to because it takes so much manpower. And this is really like a great application of AI usage. So we upload the video, we transcribe it, and then we summarize it. And then we use AI search to help fetch the right, contextual phrasing. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the other idea that comes to mind for me is a lot of times people will launch a podcast as an opportunity to figure out their point of view in the marketplace and sort of experiment with the way that they're speaking about what they do and how they work and all that kind of stuff and the pains that they're solving. And again, if you design your show with the opportunity to ask those questions, you can basically bank log it here to then pull out the insights that you're getting, which I think is crazy. So for example, if you were trying to figure out the pain point for the content marketers that you're trying to work with, you could phrase that as a question in your show flow that you ask every single guest, and you just go back through and you're like, now this becomes our talk track because we've got all the answers and how people are thinking about it and how they're talking about it. So I think it's a way to go faster, but being authentic to what you're still doing and serving your audience, which I think is fascinating.
Yeah, that is very, very, very smart. I want to share in the current beta release of AI search, you can fetch for different clips and generate different clips off of different keyword searches. You can generate a social post, from a specific keyword search, and very soon you'll be able to create blog posts from keyword search. So imagine Frankensteining a bunch of different podcast episodes or webinar episodes into one, text and video and image-based asset. Super, super powerful stuff. One thing I'm going to do now is do a more long tail keyword search just to see what comes up, because I think I've searched for unpopular opinions, which is a segment from one show. I searched for content marketing, which is a very generic, broad theme. And now I'm going to search how to use podcasting to fuel a marketing strategy. And I'm just going to, search for clips about that. And let's see what returns. As we're waiting for this, Rachel, any thoughts on using this for any of your clients?
Well, I had two thoughts actually. One is, when you think about a lot of us live in LinkedIn land, right? And so you see a lot of content that goes out there, but one of the things that I think we get challenged with in this kind of age of AI is that a lot of the written content just feels so AI, right? It's like, I can tell somebody used AI to write that. What this actually allows you to do in the long form is that it gives you a video clip that supports that written text in a really nice way. And so not only are you putting out content from a written text perspective, but then you have a video clip that's curated specifically for it, I think is a really beautiful marriage. And we also know that when people, like, LinkedIn engagement gets better engagement when you have video over written or text with a graphic or an image. And so I think that's a nice kind of value add to what you're talking about here. And then the other thing that I was thinking about is a lot of times with our clients, we will do kind of topic driven or clip style episodes. And so what that ends up looking like is, let's say that they did a full season and they want to do a end of the season episode that pulls together their best clips on a variety of different topics. So if you could use the long tail here, I could be like, hey, where did this person talk about this topic? We could find that clip for it. It would allow that editing process to go a lot faster so that we're pulling out the clips that our clients then get to listen back to. So I think that also is kind of a different use case of how this could be leveraged.
Awesome. Okay, so we have now the results for how to use podcasting to fuel a content strategy. And so I can see that this is pulling from one particular episode, The Power of Podcasting. I see, Rachel, you're here. And then there's also another episode, Crafting Data-Driven Content, and then also Unlocking Innovative B2B. So there's a really pulling out a lot of different segments from different episodes that really are related to this theme. And so I'm going to go through and actually demo a little bit about the editing piece, just because we were just talking about social media and having it being super important that your clips are optimized by channel. And so in ContentLab, you can change the layout of everything. So this is currently, a landscape aspect ratio. You can make it a square for Instagram, or, a vertical video for TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts. You can also change the color of everything to make it super, super on brand. So we've got different templates here. So you can choose a classic template, you could choose a vertical template, really, makes it super easy, or even, audiograms based off of the headshot of the individual. So we make this very, very easy to brand. You can change the colors. So right now it's this like bluish color. You can make it super on brand. You can create your own brand kit. So this editing piece can just take 2 seconds. And the captions too, I'm going to go back to a template that allows for captions. You can change the different formats of captions. I think there's a lot of different caption brands out there. Like there's a TikTok style caption versus a LinkedIn style caption. So you can definitely play around with it. And this tool is actually also free for anyone to use and sign up for today. So if you sign up today, you get to upload 5 hours of videos for the first month for free, and then 1 month afterwards. So a super easy tool for any marketers to just jump right on and get started and see if it works with your workflow. If there are any questions about this tool, please ask them in the Q&A tab. Our product team is currently on standby waiting for questions to answer. But I'm really, really, really excited for this new release, because for me as a marketer, this just unlocks so many different potentials, things that I'm currently blocked on based off of not enough resourcing, not enough budget. This kind of just like opens that door wide open. Rachel, what are your thoughts here?
One other thought I had as you're showing the editing tool is one of the things that we get feedback on from clients when we're creating these video shorts, the video clips, and sometimes those video clips take more time than the meat itself, right? Like the long form actual video podcast. And one of the things that our clients say is that they want each thumbnail to look potentially different, like want the video to look different than the other ones so that people don't think they've already watched it. And so it looks like within your tool, it is channel like specific, but you could also play with the look and feel of one versus the other, so that you're actually diversifying the video clips out of the same long form episode that you've created in this case. And so I also think that that's a really unique value add that gives you the flexibility and the creativity to look different.